This is Replicant Fish. Welcome back. Glad you could join me again. So I made a video a few days ago about height. The comment section to that video is awesome, simply because many men, regardless of their height, were very confident, very focused men. And obviously men spoke about their issues they had, whether they were short or tall, because both ends of the spectrum still have their pros and cons. But the point is how you feel about yourself, because that is a key and important thing. But as always, as human beings, even though we shouldn't care what others think about us, many of us do obviously pay much attention to that. And by request, many of you have asked for this video since I made that video. So here you go. One of the key main issues, insecurities, anxieties that men suffer with, the size of their manhood. Let's get some facts out the way first. Let's get some science from the website medicalnewstoday.com. What size is the average manhood, basically? Many scientific researchers have tried to answer the question men and women worldwide want clear information about. What size is the average manhood size? I'm trying to stay monetized on this video, but to skip through the article to get to the main points, in the Journal of Urology Studies, researchers found the following among the group of 80 men. And as you can see here, the average size when flaccid, when there's nothing going on, 8.8 centimeters or 3.5 inches. Average, based on this group of 80 men. And an average size at full mast, 12.9 centimeters or 5.1 inches. At full mast, basically. And the point below it says, the study also found that the size of the man's at attention manhood was not correlated with the size of it not being. Standing up, basically. Trying to use safe words for YouTube, my god. Remember those numbers, because it then goes on to my next point and article. From the website Everyday Health. Does size really matter? Men obsess over their bodies just like women. Too fat, too tall, too small. And we all know many are especially obsessed when it comes to their equipment. How does your guy measure up? We talk to everyday women and sexperts. So this article is what women think about men's size, basically. So this one's from a woman's point of view. We'll not read the entire thing, just to show you a few points. Interesting points. So this picture here, first of all, if you're a man and you'd hope to have something like that, yeah, it would be pretty much useless. Trust me. It would be pretty much useless. You wouldn't get as much use out of it as you'd probably assume. Yeah, let's be realistic here. When it's too big, because for some men, they assume they need a monster of a thing. A monstrous thing, basically. And basically the point of this article is women saying that size matters and it doesn't. So, let's carry on. We've put such inflated importance on size, and as a result, women's eyes are bigger than their vaginas. I doubt that. Seriously. Seriously. Says Anne Siemens. Come on, really? Really? Her name is Anne Siemens. I know the name Siemens is a very normal name, but considering her job and what she's talking about, really? A sex expert named Anne Siemens. Yeah, you can't write this. You can't write this. Says Anne Siemens, marketing director for the sex toy boutique chain Babeland. Now listen to this. Seaman knows women's size preferences, at least when it comes to cyborg penises, let's just use that word. Babeland's most popular model measures around 6 inches and 1/4 inches around, though women do seek longer and fatter too. So as you noticed in the previous article, the size for some of those men were 5.1, and the size for some of these things that women are buying are about 6 inches. So in some way you can see some kind of average from that, if you will. Let's just carry on. The cultural perception is that bigger is going to feel better, Seaman says. My god. But she adds, that's not always the case. In fact, women who overreach often end up returning unopened manhoods, of course, obviously fake penises. Well, it's good they're not opened, because my god, that returns room may smell somewhat funky. Seriously, come on, seriously. Too big, and you're going to need a lot of lube. There's more friction and it might chafe, semen says. Even your orgasmic contractions may be less powerful. So that's something for men to understand as well. Even though women want to overreach and get something monstrous, understand many women can't actually handle something monstrous when they actually see it, you know? It may look appealing to some of them, but when they actually get it, for some of them, it's actually quite damaging. There's not a sense of making love to a woman more than breaking into her, you know? But seriously. Okay then. So we go on to the other end of the spectrum. So is smaller better? Although too big can certainly be a big problem. Yeah, really? Come on. Nobody wants a pinky-sized fellow either. My god. Take my friend Claudia, who dated a guy with an outsized sense of himself. He stretched the truth about what he did, where he lived, what he owned. In short, he was a showboat. When Claudia finally got into bed with him, she understood what he was compensating for. Interesting, I may make a video on that topic as well. She carries on to say, I never realized that they came in petite, she says. My god. Claudia is somewhat of a female dog, wouldn't you say? My god, this woman's awful. I slept with him again, just to get another look at it. Oh my god. Yeah, I try not to say women are shallow, but they show it themselves. You know, they show it themselves. She carries on to say, I got a similar surprise one night when I was out with a guy that I had a huge crush on one summer. He was big and burly, and when we kissed, he literally swept me off my feet. Oh, how nice. How nice. After too many drinks, we ended up back at his place. But lo and behold, where I expected a giant redwood was a sapling. Like, women are vicious, aren't they? A sapling. Come on. And obviously this point is very interesting for the video I made about height. And she carries on to make this point here. Passion carried the moment, but I learned a valuable lesson about drawing any conclusions based on a man's hands, feet, or stature. And obviously in the height video I made, I said how some women like a man of a certain stature. And obviously some of them may assume that he may be packing because of how, obviously, big he is. Yeah? Interesting aspect. And then this part here is gold. Gold. Because we as men say this all the time. We have jokes about it. I've made jokes about it myself, you know. I'm very mature. But you know, listen to this. But it's unfair to claim that a good fit is up to the man. Have a couple of children the old-fashioned way, and you may not be as tight down there anymore. That can make a slender manhood feel too small. So in other words, and by the way, this is coming from a woman, professional, expert woman, saying this, not Replicant Fish. She's basically saying how many women actually lose the, let's say, structure of their nether regions once they have a child. So I would ask this question. Some would say a bad question, but is that another reason dating a single mother is, it's kind of pointless? Throwing hot dogs down hallways? You may be in the throes, you may be doing her, then you may have to look at her and say, get a grip, woman, get a grip. I like it not. Oh man. And that was from yesterday's video, in case you're wondering where that came from. So it's a stunning fact, and a good point to make as well, that the size should not always be on the men. But I won't read any more from the article. It goes on to talk about manhood pumps and pills and ways for men to extend themselves. But let me make my points here. Now that the science is out of the way, the facts. They make the point in this article. But I will say this, very cringy and embarrassing, but the thing is, the stroke is an important thing. The size matters to a degree, yes, so obviously she can feel something. But just because you're packing, doesn't mean you're actually good in the bedroom. Understanding technique and how you have other body parts aside from just that. You can understand there are many things you can do to a woman aside from just relying on that to please her. Just saying. But I'm more than comfortable with myself. And please, for the love of God, do not write your sizes in the comment section. For the love of God, do not do that. This is not the height video where I requested your height. Please do not write your size in the video, please. Please. But the point is, as a man, to understand there are many insecurities, many things of which you may feel insecure about. This being such a powerful thing, I do wonder how many men have not even just tried and experienced intercourse, safe word, simply because they fear how they may be seen, because of what they have or a lack of what they may have. So I do have to wonder, and feel free to comment that if you want to. If you felt because you're inadequate or you feel you are inadequate, that itself has hindered you or stopped you from even trying to see what intercourse is actually like. So if that is the case for any of you, feel free to comment down below. And also understand, there's more to pleasing a woman than having a giant, manhood, having a donkey penis basically. There's more to it than just that, But that's enough for now. This video has been difficult enough to make already, and I will leave it there until the next time. Focus. Observe. Remember. The world is yours. Have a nice day.